Hi, Duane Stateler. Could you tell me how technology, specifically AI, is playing any role in hog production? Is it used at all? Is there a future of AI in hog producing?
Well, I think there's a future coming in hog production with AI. I have not specifically used it yet, in our operation. But I think it's like the beginning of the technology that we had in the grains is when it came to guidance, and as the technology came into, things in the crop world, it didn't take very long for it to be from the start, to a lot of acceptance. I know that's how it was in our farm, and now AI and we've had a lot of technology in our barns and stuff for a long time, but now the incorporation of AI in that, once you get to understanding it now, I am going to pass that on to my younger generation. I'm going to let my son take care of most of that because I don't know whether I have got the patience and stuff at my age to delve into that or the want to learn. But I imagine it will become a part of our farm in the very near future, and it only helps enhance. I've seen things about it on how AI can watch the barn for us, can pick things out quicker than what we can with our own eyes, by being able to monitor movements, check that movement today against the movement yesterday, be able to monitor, temperatures of the animal that we can't do unless we use a thermometer, and that capability will nothing but help, advance us forward in the future as far as getting good quality care to our animals.
And you talked about you've embraced technology, and what is describe some of your technologies and some of the technical electrical communicative devices you have now that are already integrated into your barns?
Oh my gosh, from what we used to be when we had to watch the temperature and keep everything, we've moved the pigs inside. Our temperature doesn't vary much more than 2 degrees. Just like your house. We can be sub-zero and we're, within a degree of our set point being whatever we want the temperature for those pigs in the, in the room are. And then if it changes the next day and we're up to 50 degrees, why, we've got fans running and we keep that temperature right there. So the lifestyle for that. And then when it comes to the feed and water, in a minute's notice that our water pressure goes down, our phones are ringing, and the same thing with our feed. We monitor all of our feed bins and stuff with now Sonoray in the bins to where we know where the levels are at all times, and you can set the parameters. Okay, you've only got a day's worth of feed left in this bin. It's time to check, make sure you've had delivery in the other bin and stuff so we don't run out. So that technology has been with us now for years, and we've embraced it, and it really helps, that you don't miss that time between when you're in the barn for the welfare of that pig. You don't have to be in that barn 24/7, but there's even those times when you're doing chores from 5 to 8 in the morning or from 4 to 6 in the afternoon and you're in those barns readily. All of a sudden you'll find something that happens in another barn that you're not in, and that gives you the opportunity to go take care of it immediately rather than waiting until you find it when you're doing chores.
Can you give me some indication of how many hogs you have, how many barns? Is there lineage in your farm? Did your grandfather, father run the farm?
I'm fifth generation hog producer on our farm, and I have 6 and 7 on the farm now. And matter of fact, I'm down to where I enjoy doing the work in the nursery when I'm home, and it's a nice relief, especially after being president. During those times when I was busy for the association here the last year, it was always nice to get back home, and do the chores, the morning and evening. But yes, there's another couple generations behind us. We have a 2,400 head nursery, and then we feed, out of that nursery, we feed our 2 finishers plus another finisher of our neighbors.
Very nice. And how many hogs do you have in total?
About 7,200 head on our farm on total.
And any labor impacts on your farm? Do you have problems getting laborers?
We've always been blessed in that part. I mean, now we're the place between fifth and sixth generation, we have enough labor within ourselves on our own, where we didn't have to rely on neighbor kids. That all we've ever done, it's always just been a family operation. We've had neighbor kids that have helped us sort and load, hogs, that we have, given them an opportunity. We had real good success with them. They were always 4-H or FFA kids, and have been around animals, so it was good to have them and give them an exposure into some other things. But I've never had the labor problems because we're not that big. We're able to do everything within ourselves. But I know for those that have expanded their operations, and especially when you get on the sow farms and stuff, where when you start taking more than what your family actually has, labor is a big issue.
If you kept that sort of business mantra to kind of keep it within a family and local neighbor instead of expanding and
Yes.
where you have to hire?
We haven't had the desire to, it's always been, just, what we could handle. We've never went beyond what we, feel as though we can handle. And that has been our drivers. And everybody's got their differences. I mean, and thank goodness there are people that expand, because we have a lot of people that age out and, don't continue on, and we still have people to feed. So that's a good thing too, that people grow larger. But I think that's a misconception of a lot of people as they look at not only our industry but farming as a whole, that when I was born in 1956, there was 8% of our population were farmers. Today, actual production farmers are getting close to that 1% and less.
Is that hog farmers specifically or all farmers?
All farmers.
1%.
And so when you go from 8% to 1%, your farmers are naturally going to get bigger.
Yes.
Now, thank goodness, technology, equipment, and everything has gotten to where, today we can farm 1,000 acres as easy as what we did 100 acres, before. And thank goodness, because there's not that many of us. But when people think of a mega farm or a factory farm or something, yes, we've gotten bigger, but we're still doing the same thing that we've always done. And just with the enhancement of technology, we're able to do more. But I shake my head and wonder what, Generation 7 is going to look like in 20 years from now, if we keep decreasing at the same rate as we've been decreasing at.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.